All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. How is everybody doing? What's today? Today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Why does it seem like the camera boy? I'm not. Am I too far? Am I not far enough? I gotta get new lights. Well, we're changing everything. Um, all of this is going to be moving. I believe we might just be combining everything into one big room downstairs instead of having the downstairs room and the upstairs room. I'll leave the recap room the way it is, but we might take this setup and put it downstairs so that whenever I want to record something, I just have one place, whether I'm going live or recording something, and it's just there, set up at all times, make my job a little bit easier. So let's see, what do we got? Let me open up the chat here. Let me blow up the chat so I can see without my old man glasses. David, appreciate that. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Simon, how we doing? Hungry, how's it going? Cade? Vincent, give you some space. Is it too close? Let's see. Yeah, it's weird. It's like every day I put the camera. There we go. We'll back it up a little bit. All right, we'll back that ass up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, is that better for you? So I as you can tell, hey Chris, how you doing? A couple years ago, I should start there. A couple years ago, I had a Substack where a friend of mine, Tom, was writing some articles and I was writing some articles. I don't know what happened to Tom. Just one day he just disappeared. He moved, and I got a couple texts from him, and then he just disappeared. I don't know if he's not okay. What Esoteric Veritas? You guys used to be here on the streams all the time. He met a woman. He moved. We were communicating like normal for a couple of months, and then just one day he just disappeared. So I don't know if he's okay or what happened there. So I stopped doing the Substack at that point because I don't remember what else it was that I was doing. But so one of the things that I wanted to do was bring that back so that it's another way that I can get eyes on the channel. Now it's a Substack for right now. We're going to make it a website and an app by the time the season starts. I've done that before, but this way is going to be a little bit more focused. So let me read let's see. Hey Simon, how we doing? So the weather's hot. The fishing and gym has been non-existent. I don't want to get into the details because I don't want to sit here and bitch. But let's just say the last couple of weeks, the Lime has been kicking my ass. We'll just leave it at that. If I seem a little bit low energy, the Lime has been kicking my ass the last couple of weeks. There ain't no way around that. So I'll be all right. Like I tell Don, I'm okay. Chris, it's sorry I haven't been around. Super busy. Wife due at the end of the month. Hey, congratulations, man. Yeah, get ready for the baby. Your life is over. I mean, your life is going to change forever for the best. What am I talking about? Mr. Krabs, yeah, it's been a quiet offseason, no doubt. No doubt, man. Craig, Vincent says this is a story of how people sooner or later are leaving you. That's why we're right. That's why we're here. No doubt about that. I hope he's okay. There wasn't any like he was. It wasn't like. I think something might have happened to him. You know what I mean? I mean, we were good friends. We text every day, and then just all of a sudden he was just gone. So I don't know if something happened to him or what. And he had some health problems too. So, Hungry said, last time I heard a story like that, dude got a new girlfriend. She was awful. Yeah, it was. I hope he's okay. Maybe he's still watching and he just didn't want. I don't know. But I'm sure some of you guys that used to be here last, a few years ago, Esoteric Veritas, he was on every stream and everything. So, hey, Beer League. Krabs, yeah, you saw the Marlins, Heat, and Panthers win. Hopefully just the Dolphins can reward me. You got to be old like me. They won when I was 2. I've seen it all now. Okay, did we get any wildfire? No, we haven't had any wildfire smoke here. Which is interesting because it got cool here for about a week and the wind was out of the north. So you would think that might have brought it down. But a lot of times that wind shifts a little bit to the northeast. So, and we're on the east side of the bay. So sometimes that smoke comes down and it'll be like the Baltimore, D.C. area. But on the other side of the bay, we don't get it. Brother Gene's doing good. Simon, he's doing good. We talk pretty much every day. Great. Why you still think Jaws hockey? That's not that's it. I hadn't thought about that. No, I got to keep the flying. There's too much brand recognition with the flying fluffy part. Like I can add the Panthers hockey in, but there's too much brand recognition with the flying fluffy part. That I can't do it. I can't take that part out. So I haven't made the change yet because I want to make the change at the same time that I'm going to get a whole new description and do a bunch of SEO. I'm working on that. So I want to make the change all at once. So basically just flip the algorithm in the nuts. I'm going to do it at the same time. I've got a video coming out probably the beginning part of next week. That's going to be a longer, more evergreen type of subject. So I'm going to have that all out at the same time. Hey, Captain Dave. No, I'm definitely not taking the flying fluffies. Not going anywhere. I don't think I could, unless God himself comes down and says, my son, you must remove flying fluffy from the name of the channel. I don't think I could be talked into it. So I think we're just going to go with flying fluffy Panthers hockey or flying fluffies Panther. See, it's weird because it sounds better grammatically, flying fluffies Panther hockey. But then for the algorithm, I really should have the Panthers in the name of the title. So this is all because YouTube is stupid. This is genuinely all because YouTube is stupid. Oh, you don't know why it took you this long? Yeah, the dog's name was Fluffy. Exactly. That's why I can't take it out. Hungry. I agree there. I agree there. It's not, I understand. But the way I see it is like, as long as I'm keeping the flying fluffy part, really, I'm just adding the word Panthers in, you know what I mean? And at this point, man, I got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? It's just like, anything that I can do that's going to make a little bit of a difference, I have to try it at this point. Appreciate that, Mythical. Vincent, yeah, it's Sharks territory. Exactly. Yeah, welcome to Online Marketing 101, right? Naked Man Talks Hockey. That would be the OnlyFans. I'll have to link to the OnlyFans. Panthers flying fluffy. Flying fluffy. Cats hockey. I don't want to use the cats because there's already the other YouTube guys, the rats and cats. I don't want to do that. Panthers hockey with flying fluffy. I thought about that one. It's just so long. I thought about just being ridiculous and being like, flying fluffies Panthers. I thought about, well, I don't think I can put Florida Panthers in the name because the team could get a little bit wonky there. But I had thought about Flying Fluffiest Florida Panthers hockey YouTube channel just to make it impossible to say. David, well, it's because it's Jaws and Great White. Exactly. Yeah, Panthers hockey flying. Yeah, you got to have the Panthers. I think I might run one. Now I ran a poll, and it was by far and away the most successful and the most one-sided poll I've ever run. We had almost 400 votes in the poll, and it was 85% Flying Fluffy Panthers hockey. That's a pretty big. That's a pretty big. I've never had a poll with that many votes, and 85% is pretty much it. Mr. Krabs, yeah, you remember when the Carolina Panthers were in the Super Bowl against the Broncos and the Canadian news channel used the Florida Panthers logo? I remember that. Man. Flying Bubba hockey. Hongi says, I should reach out to small businesses in Sunrise. If Cats are Ass can be sponsored by a lawyer in Canesburg, well, less than half my number, so should you. Yeah, that might, I'm sure, it's who you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's a bad idea because I should, but it does kind of hurt me a little bit not being down there. I could meet people. I'm sure I would have met people by now if I was down there at games or whatnot that, I could have been connected with some sponsors. There's no doubt that living here, not being able to really, be there to interact with people, that definitely has an effect. Yeah, we need a pet shark, at least an AI pet shark. How many Florida jerseys do I have, Simon? So I have the red and the white in this one. And then I have 3 all sent to me by you all. I have 3 in the new ones. I have Uyghur. I have Trocheck. The Trocheck one is signed. And then I have a blank with no name. David says, I tried to climb a pole once. It was greased and I was drunk. It didn't go well, right? Vincent says the current name is still better. Make content better. The name will stick around. I'm torn, Vincent. I'm really torn with what to do with it. The people I've talked to that do the YouTube, that work with that help people improve their channels, most of them say the name of the channel really don't have much of an effect. Chris, yeah, getting on other channels would help. Do I have Addie's number? No, I have Addie's email. I could try again. The last 2 or 3 emails I sent to the Panthers team, I didn't even get a response. So I might have to go, what do they call that? Circumvent the chain of command. Maybe I'll reach out to Doug Sifu. He'd cause some trouble for me. Kenneth says, Flying Fluffy Panthers hockey. Sans Ekblad. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm going to go with. Kenneth is the Flying Fluffy Panthers hockey. Mr. Krabs, yeah, the other YouTubers, how can I put this? They don't like me. We'll just leave it at that. I don't think, well, I know we're not exactly politically aligned, and so they don't care too much to interact. We'll put it that way. Yeah, Uyghur and Chochek, right? Yeah, you hold the signs up behind Lee Corso on College Game Day, right? Yeah, AI might edit it out though. That's a good point. It's a good point, David. Now they can edit stuff out on the run. Yeah. Craig, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get into it here. You know what I mean? But I don't know how to talk about it without sounding a certain way. I'm blocked by certain people. I'm disliked by others. It is what it is. It is what it is. Holy crap. Jesus Christ, Great White. Thank you, brother. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Great White. Now, what's interesting about that, thank Jesus, man. Thank you. It's Flying Jaws hockey. The problem with that, unfortunately, I don't know. I won't have this problem. I don't think I'm going to have this problem with Panthers. To be honest with you, I should check. I'm glad you bring this up, Great White. You don't even know what you're bringing up, but you brought it up, and now I need to check something. Because I've tried to make merch with Kyle and Jaws, and just having the word Jaws on the merch, they won't let me make it because it's copyrighted. And so now I'm really thinking about it. I should probably make some test merch with Flying Fluffy Panthers hockey and make sure that I don't get copyrighted before I change the name of the channel. Because I've tried making shirts with, Flying Fluffy Hockey with Jaws and Kyle. I've tried, and it won't let me use the word Jaws. It wouldn't even let me, like I tried to trick it and have an image that was the word Jaws, and nothing. They wouldn't let me do it. Thank you again, Great White. Thank you, brother. I should have shaved. Thank you, man. Jesus, much appreciated. Roaring says I should do a collab with Big C's. I thought about Big C's and I are cool. We follow each other on Twitter. If I reach out to Big C's to do a collaboration, I'm going to end up putting him in between. I'm going to end up putting him in the middle between myself and one of his co-hosts who has me blocked on Twitter. That is why I have not reached out to him, because he's a cool dude. I like him. I don't want to put him in a position, but one of his people that he works with, I don't like me to the point where they blocked me. So I don't want to reach out to him and put him in that position. So that's why, Roaring, I haven't done it. And I probably got a story about mostly everybody else that does Panther videos that involves that. So I guess I'm the problem. Send Addie starters flowers. That's the one. Yeah, Mr. Krabs. I probably have a better chance collaborating with Dolphin YouTubers. Although I did ask last year, I reached out to Dougly Durong. No response. Maybe it's the puppets. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old. I mean, you guys aren't wrong, but for the most part, everybody I reach out to, I get no response. Like, not even a thanks for contacting me, but nah, no thanks. I just get ignored. Kind of like the algorithm. David, yeah. Politics, the new opioid of the masses. Yeah, something like that. Craig says, sound off. I'm in a safe space. Yeah, I'm in a safe space here until it gets clipped and put on Twitter. Right? until somebody clips it and puts it on Twitter. I ain't saying nothing bad about nobody. I got no ill will. People block me. They don't, because I'm not all the way to one side of the political spectrum. I don't know what to do about that. Nothing I can do about that. Is a shark going to take me to court? Craig, yeah, Jaws. I don't know that I want to do that though, right? JAWZ sounds, you know, I don't know. Maybe have the Jaws poster, but have Fluffy instead of the shark. Oh, that's a good idea. Hey, can somebody recommend an AI program that I can take? Because I've been using Google Image Generator, but what it won't do is I want to be able to take, like what Mr. Vids is saying, I want to be able to take a picture of something I already have and then create an AI thumbnail around that picture I already have. Does anybody have any suggestions that way? Because in my eyes, though, I don't have the learning curve for it. Like I just want to know what program to use and go learn it and do it. And I'm spending all my time trying to find the right program. Yeah, Jaws is copyrighted, but Jaws 'S would be okay. Probably, yeah. So Captain Dave says, why do I have to change the name of the channel? Well, it's not necessarily have to. The idea of a name change just simply came because, now I'll give you an example. Some people suggested that maybe I should change the name of the channel to include Panthers because it would make discoverability easier. Now, what I did is I opened up an incognito tab, so my history and browsing and all of that wouldn't be into effect. And I just put in to Google Florida Panthers YouTube channels. And not only did I not show up until the second page of results, but I was last after all of the other Panthers YouTube channels and a couple of the blogs. Now, how in the friggin' hell am I last in the search results when at the very least I've got more content produced by thousands than anybody else has, with the exception of maybe all the articles that George, at Florida Hockey Now. But the Google search brought up everybody else first, mostly on the first page. And then I was like at the back end of the second page. I was the last one. And that's got to change. I'm banging my head up against the wall here. And that's a good example of what I'm up against. Is like, the only one that's been doing this longer than me right now is the Panthers potpourri guy, Jacob. But everybody, I've been doing this and I'm last in the search results. So something is clearly not right. I'm not saying I have to be first, but I shouldn't be last after starting my 10th season. Try urinating tree for a heck of it. Yeah, that's not even a bad hockey guy. Does hockey guy do any guests? I've never seen that. I appreciate that, Chris. I don't want to badmouth anybody. He didn't even see the email. You know what I mean? I understand. I get emails all the time. I see it. I don't have it. You know what I mean? So, it's nobody's job to interact with me. You know what I mean? But there's a line there between like how many times do I reach out to somebody where I'm not getting any response. It's like at what point get the hint I'm not getting a response. You know what I mean? David. Hey, Ted. Hey, appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate that, man. Is there another classic Finns game soon? Probably next week. We're probably going to try to fit a few more in. Yeah. Kyle had to go to it. It's a long story. My daughter had to move back to my ex-wife in Delaware. She had to go get her. Kyle had to stay at his mom's house for a week to watch the dog. It's a whole mess. Hungry, yeah, the politics is a problem. So Mr. V say co-pilot, and then Hungry saying DALL-E, Rock AI, chat. So I can, with all of those, I can take an image and I can manipulate it that way. Because I've tried it with Gemini and it won't let me do it. Like there's no way. I mean, I'm not really sure unless there's some. If I'm going to have to pay for something, I want to make sure before I pay for it, it's the right service. Simon, who was my favorite guest? Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Billy and Randy were really both cool. You know what I mean? I can't decide between those two. ChatGPT, okay. Hey, Adonis, how you doing, bud? Jeff says people are paying to have the results come first. Huh. That might make some sense. Yeah, the hockey guy has definitely been praising the Panthers. We'll definitely put it that way. No doubt. Yeah, exactly, Ted. If you're not first, you're last. You're experimenting with Copilot right now? Gotcha. Grok's not very good. Okay. Oh, good question, Mr. Ritz. Do I still have the Discord server? Thank you for reminding me about that. I have it. It has been set up. I got to get to it on the other laptop and get. I'm trying to implement one new thing every day so I don't overwhelm myself. So like today, I wanted to get back to writing the articles just to kind of get into that groove. Because by the beginning of the season, it's not going to be on Substack. It's going to be a website where you guys can just open it up on your phone as an app. I've had that before, but that was a few years ago. I didn't have the number of people that I had now, so we should be good there. But yeah, I gotta get the Discord. The Discord, it was originally for the members, but I think I'm just going to open it for everybody at this point to make it more fun. Hey, I appreciate that, Spurious. Appreciate that, buddy. Hungry says, DALL-E is really good as long as I'm specific with my prompts. Yeah, I was getting pretty good with the specificity that I was making thumbnails for the men's channel there. So I was getting pretty decent on that. Mid Journey overall is the best, but it is paid. Gotcha. Great White says, I just typed in Panther fan channel. My videos came up 7th or 8th. Yeah, Mr. Vids, email me. Yeah. Hey, Harley. Yeah, Great White. I mean, if it's a Panthers fan channel, I mean, you would think after 3,000 videos, I would come up first. Like, what the hell analytics is are they looking at where this channel wouldn't come up first if you were putting in Panther fan channel? Like, that's wild. Yeah, Simon, I get it. Mythical says, not sure how YouTube works. People pay for their videos to get ranked higher and get more views. If so, that will help. There's been 2 or 3 times I've spent like $20 to promote the video. I did get more views out of it. It's like you spend $20, they say you're going to get like 300 to 700 more views. And it did work. But out of the $60 that I spent on the 3 videos, I gained 1 subscriber. So it wasn't profitable, to say the least. Vincent says, I look whelmed enough already. Don't push myself. Yeah, I'm losing too much weight. The line is kicking my ass, people. Hungry says that's another thing. Google's results and YouTube results are very different beasts. The big one is how far you show up on YouTube. People don't look for YouTube channels through Google. Right. Yeah. When Nick was doing this, Nick from Twister Rister was doing it for me last year because he was doing it for his own channel. If you open up an incognito tab and go to YouTube and then put in like if you open up an incognito tab and go to YouTube and put in Florida Panthers, you know, hockey channel or YouTube channel, I'm not on the first page. Like you have to scroll and scroll and scroll, and it's so many things that got nothing to do with the Panthers. I mean, you get a ton of Eck, a ton of hockey guy, but videos that have nothing to do with the Panthers. You know, you get all the other Panther creators first for the most part. Like, I mean, it's just wild. I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong, but it's got to get fixed. I see, David. Yeah, I appreciate that, Chris. Hit that like button. Yeah. Keith, right. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. When I, in quotes, when I predicted the Kachuk trade, Steve Blackburn, I think that's his name, Blackburn, I think it's Steve, he retweeted because I put out a little video that proved that I said that exact trade 3 days earlier. And he put it on his Twitter. And I gained 2,500 subscribers in those couple of days because he retweeted my tweet. So your theory there, Keith, is exactly correct. I just haven't predicted any blockbuster trades in the last couple of years. But that was a hell of a couple of good days. I literally gained almost 2,500 subscribers from that one thing. Crabs, yeah, it's wild, man. Great Wise says the good news is the first 3 or 4 videos were from the Florida Panthers team, which I think the Panthers, I think their YouTube channel now is like the highest subscribed to YouTube channel for a team out there. I think they're the highest now. I saw somebody make a comment there. Kenneth, yeah, hockey guy. They went more with basic hockey than Panthers. It's kind of strange. Roaring says I should run some cheap Facebook ads. Yeah, I would have to do like targeted marketing. That's what because Panthers Digest is part of a, it's a company. They have, they have all the teams like hockey now, like Florida Hockey Now and Jersey Hockey Now, New York, you know what I mean? Digest has the same thing. So they're able to do targeted marketing where they're just marketing to a specific area and then you get better results and then the algorithm likes you. But Charles, yeah, I know we're streaming all the Dolphin games. We're streaming more than just the Dolphin games, so we're definitely streaming those. We might do one of the preseason games, it just won't be this weekend. Kate says, yeah, there are. They're even uploading full games like the 96 conference final clincher. I didn't see that one. I saw that they did game 6. Vincent says, I don't scroll. My algorithm is trained well to show me fine, fluffy hockey. But on average, it's thumbnails and video names that pull attention. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to change. I mean, the recaps and the streams, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. So we're collecting ideas. Like I said, once the season starts, I'm going to have to run another poll to see which time you guys would want to have the stream at. Because we're going to go 2 hours once the season, once we get into camp and everything. Captain Dave, yeah, the Dolphins preseason game is on Saturday. Mr. says, not sure if I can post links, but I made a post on my channel with the picture of the St. Bernard replacing the Shard. All right, I'll check that out, bud. Yeah, the Panthers have almost twice the subs as the Leafs, right? Well, I believe it was like midway through last season. They like hired a whole content creation team, as far as I was told anyway. And they just decided somebody, whether it was ownership, management, somebody decided they wanted that YouTube channel to just kick ass. And they just started pumping out high quality content, which, you know, they have it, you know, they don't have to worry about copyright, right? So they have access to all of that. And, you know, they have a team of people that they're paying. So it makes sense. Vincent said, by the way, do the analytics show if the people turn off or skip through the opening song? You'd be surprised. No. That's the frustrating part, Vincent, is that especially on the recaps, my click-through rate is consistently over 10%, which is really good. My retention is consistently over 40%, which is really good. Yeah, I get a normal drop like everybody gets at the beginning of the video, but the people that make it past the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds of the intro, there's no real drop off for the song. There's no real now they could be scrolling past it. They could be scrolling through it. If you stop the video, it's weird how they view it. If you stop the video and then move the slider to after the song, YouTube will show that to me that you all skipped it. But if you let the video keep playing and then you just slide the slider past the song, YouTube will view that as you watched it. So there could be a little bit of that going on, but it's not like I'm getting a drop when the song starts and then it picks back up after the song. I've checked because I've thought about that before. There's negligible. There really isn't any real difference. Start streaking at random hockey games with the words "Flying Fluffy" written on my they'd have to write it on my back, Mythical, because you probably couldn't see the words "Flying Fluffy" through all the hair on my chest. Hey, Incorrigible, how you doing, bud? Yeah, we're going to be making a lot of different changes, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh, you think the I mean, they've put out, Keith, if you go and you look at the content, shorts. If you go and look at the number of shorts content that they've put out, that's why they've gained so many subscribers, because the shorts views are just through the roof. And a lot of people will just subscribe just to watch the shorts. Hell, my channel, this channel, I hardly put out any shorts. And I get more watch time or more views from the shorts than I do all the videos that I put out. So I believe that those subs are legit because the amount of shorts that they've put out. I don't know if you run a channel or not, but if you do, you know, the shorts it's a cheat code to get subscribers. It doesn't always mean they're going to go ahead and watch your long form content, but that's another thing I got to implement is a genuine, 2-3 shorts a day strategy. Get them on Instagram, get them on TikTok, put them on Twitter. I just need a clone. Any of you ever seen that movie Multiplicity? Yeah. Wait till you get to the third or the fourth one of me. They're going to be crazier than I already am. All right, David. Appreciate you, bud. Games. Yeah. Colin, yeah, they're uploading full games. It's fantastic. Am I considering moving to general NHL coverage? I'm not going to change any of the Panther stuff that I'm doing. But yeah, I'm going to have to add in more than just the Panthers. I've dabbled in that from time to time, but I think now I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do it. Not that I have anything, against doing it, but the answer to that question is yeah. I says, if only Kyle hadn't turned down dating Taylor Swift, this channel would be over 1 million subs. Vincent, yeah, the Panthers YouTube is fire for sure. Simon, yeah, that's coming. The stream elements for donations is definitely coming. Hey, Andres, how you doing, buddy? Hungry says it probably helps that the Cats are famous for having the best PR group in the league. Yeah. Do prank calls to Oilers fans reviewed. Oh, my God. That's funny. I don't have it here. I have to Hungry says, for sure, my issue is that at the top of the funnel, it's SEO related. Yeah, I would agree there. Hey, Sergey, how you doing, bud? Yeah, the Dolphin fans remind you of the Toronto Maple Leafs fans somehow. Yeah. Yeah, the multiple Michael Keatons. Yeah, I'm way behind on the chat here. How far behind am I? Okay, I'm not that far behind. Give me a second, Eyes, and I'll get you that link. Hungry says, yeah, for a while it was riding the short strategy to gain YouTube subs, right? Yeah, it doesn't translate to the long views. Yeah, it does. Doesn't, right? I says, other channels take their long videos and cut them into 10 or so shorts. They just repackage existing content in smaller bits. So one video can become 11 videos and you only have to film once. I started dabbling with that a little bit with Instagram last year. So I'm going to put two hands here. On one hand, I recognize I have to do it. On the other hand, I'll be honest with you. It feels like cheating. It feels like cheating. It feels like if y'all watch the recap and then I take a good part of the recap and then put it in shorts, it feels like cheating. I'm going to do it because I'm stupid and I realize that's not how anybody else views it. But for me, from a work ethic standpoint, I get it. I'm going to do it. But it feels like I'm like, suckers, I got you to watch the same thing twice. That's how it feels. So it is what it is. Spurious would be fun to hear the history of hockey fans and how that grew in Florida. That's actually a pretty good video idea. Yeah. Kenneth says, if Kyle was with Taylor, it would seem weird with a 50s guy with the average viewer age in their team. Yeah, that's a good point, Kenneth. That's a good point. Why am my analytics suddenly showing 65% of my viewership is 18-year-old and younger girls? Longer, you think, forget Instagram, it's a dead platform? Huh. Well, we were talking about that, right? TikTok. Andre, I don't know about the running game. I like the running games, although they screwed up in not getting Jamal Williams. Hungry, yeah, no, I know. It's not cheating. It's recycling my content. Every live streamer does it to great success. I know. Which is why when we get moving into camp, I'm going to make these streams 2 hours. We're going to go over articles. We're going to go over some highlights. We're going to go over stuff. I'm not going to be worried about the copyright on the stream. I just rather would grow the viewer base Because if I play highlights during the stream, obviously it's going to get copyrighted, which just means I can't get the ad revenue for that. But we need to grow the channel before we can worry about that. So, yeah, I know you're right. I know you're right. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It feels icky. It gives me the ick. Donna says, Jaws, I asked Twisted Wrister this question the other day. Who do you think are the best defensive-minded defensemen in the NHL? I mean, anyone that comes to mind, honestly. Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, Gustav Forsling. I mean, honestly, that's my opinion. Gustav Forsling. Like, the dude covers everything. The amount of skating that guy does, I can't think of anybody. If you're talking about purely a defensive minded, and he does have an offensive ability, and that's why I'm saying that, because I think if he wanted to be more offensive minded and take some chances, I think he really could. But he's so smart with when to take those chances for the most part. Like the one time or two times a year he gets caught, we're all like, oh my God, Forsling had a bad play. It's like it just never happens. And of course, I'm biased because I see him every night. But I can't think of a guy I would want to depend on more than him. Hungry says, don't think about it that way. Think about it like this. You're giving people that can't watch the live hyper-condensed versions of the live streams. Right. Yeah. Vincent says, it's not cheating. Look at it like previews. Shorts are generally meant for the other set of eyes. That's the way to attack this issue. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Josh doesn't look 50. Donna says, Forsling, Slavin, McDonough, Ekholm, Tanev. Yeah, I can agree with that. That's a good list. Vincent, I get ad revenue for streams. I get well, yeah, not much. So like it's monetized. So that means before you guys get on, maybe you see an ad, maybe you don't. But people, I usually get on a normal, like during the season, a game stream for Kyle and I, usually after the game is over, it will usually get about 1,000 views. The streams get more views than the recaps. So people, that might be part of the reason what's going on with the recaps is that people are choosing to watch the replay of the stream and not watching the recaps. It could be partially what's going on, because the streams after they're over, generally speaking, get more views than the actual recaps. And recap views were a little bit down year over year. So I was thinking about that now. That could be part of the thing, but YouTube still, it's just not showing. It's just not showing the recaps to a new audience. And that's where we got it. Maybe shorts will trick the algorithm into showing the recaps to a newer audience. I'm Simon. I'm trying to read your question. If it's not the Panthers that I would love to live, would I like other Simon, I'm not understanding the question, buddy. I'm not understanding the question. All right, Kate. Hey, Rosado, how you doing, bud? Yeah, Slavin's still pretty good, but I mean, for Forsling, it's just to me, right? I says another idea to raise money for the channel is Amazon affiliate program. You give your viewers a link to Amazon, and when they buy anything, you get a small percentage. That's interesting. So they could just like buy their normal stuff? Huh. I'll have to look into that. Zato, I'm good. I'm good. Just got finished with orientation. What grade are you in now? Thank you, Vincent. Here, let me, Eyes, you had asked for the link. Great White, I appreciate that, brother. You couldn't get, yeah, Jaws Hockey. I wish I could name the channel that. Hungry, yeah, Twitch, yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Boy, I'm not even on camera now. Hold on a second. Let me get you that link. Oh, who's this? Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I guess it's today. Okay. All right. Bear with me here. Let me get you the link to that. Okay. Here you go, Eyes. You had asked for the link to the GoFundMe. Here it is, buddy. Oh, that's not it. Dang it. It just posted the article again. I copied the stinking. Hold on a second. At least that's what was in my clipboard and not something else. Right? That would have sucked. Hold on. Here you go. All right. There you go. Thank you, guys. Thank you, bud. All right. Let me blow this back up so I can take these silly glasses off. Okay. What'd I miss? Did I ever meet Marino? No. No, I never got to meet Marino. Got close a couple times, but never like got to shake the man's hand or anything like that. Oh, okay. I got you, Rosato. Hungry, yeah, Twitch. Twitch is definitely free money. I'll have to pay attention to that. All right, let me scroll. Thank you, Eyes. Appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, so next week, I don't want to give the subject away, but next week is going to be a little bit more of a different kind of video than I've done before. I'm trying something new. When the video comes out, for those of you who have been fans of this channel long enough, the subject matter is not going to be shocking, but it should be something that should be a bit more evergreen, that should get a little bit more views over time and bring people into the channel. My goal is to try to produce something like that once a week. I'm not quite sure how long they're going to be, but I'm certainly aiming for, a half hour. Like definitely not like, I'm not trying to copy hockey psychology or anything like that. I've got a different idea in mind, and we'll see how it works. So it says there's an event with former Disney Imagineers that you get separated into teams and you'll present your own Disney theme park to the Imagineers. Oh, Kyle would love that. Kyle would absolutely love that. That's fantastic. And then Rosado says, I'm a woman. Oh, Rosado, man. Huggy says, that's a great idea. Anything that's evergreen in over 10 minutes will boost me in the algorithm. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try something different. Ha! Great White. No. Every time she was egging me on to do it until I said I'd do it. And then she said, no, wait a minute, don't do that. I wasn't going to do it. Right? Rosado, yeah, man. There'll be plenty of notice. There'll absolutely be plenty of notice this time. It's not going to be a surprise like last time, right? Last time I had to keep everything quiet. And it worked. It worked too. Nothing got ruined, so it worked. So, and what's the other thing? Oh, yeah. So, like I said, the article from the Substack is out. That's good. I'm going to be switching that to a website here before the season starts. But I got to change the name of the channel first. Got to do that. And that's it, man. Now we're just waiting. If you haven't read the article, definitely take a read of it. Some of the stuff that you guys have already heard me say here, but it makes a little bit more sense because I collect my thoughts before I had to say anything. So, all right, everybody, I'm gonna roll. I have an appointment here in an hour, so I gotta get the rest of my work for the day. It's all good. Yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow at noon. I should have another article up at that point. And every day something new is coming. That's the way that this is working. Every day something new is coming. So appreciate all of the love and the support. Thank you all for everything. And I shall see you mañana at noon.